Hi, everybody, and welcome to the EP1's podcast. I'm leading today, so I guess things are just going to be a little bit different, a little bit fun, a little bit crazy, maybe.
Mhm.
Um, I'm Sydney, not your resident gender diversity hire anymore, of course. And I am here with some of our fellow hosts, if they'd like to introduce themselves.
I'm
I'm here.
Graham.
Oh,
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 God damn it. Shanks
go ahead,
go.
Grant. Okay. I'm Shanks. I'm currently dying. I'm not here. I'm here, but I'm not here, if that makes sense. You know? Yeah. Go ahead, Graham.
I'm Graham. I'm 5 drinks in. This is my fifth drink at Epcot. No. Please tune in for 911 Nashville
There we
Oh
go.
my
after
Christ.
oh, here we
911
go.
on ABC.
And Grey's
There we go.
Anatomy. If we're plugging them, we got to do all three.
Are we getting that check from Ryan Murphy, or
Yeah,
like are
where's
we
our
just doing this
Yeah.
sponsorship?
for the love of the game at this
I do it
point?
for the love of the game, baby.
All right, Slay,
Rest
amazing. My
in peace,
mother has seen
Bachelor Odyssey.
911. We discussed it at breakfast today.
Oh,
Oh
good.
my
So
Lord.
anyway, hi, I'm Alex. And I apparently discuss Graham's hobbies with my mother. So
You
that's
talk
where we're
about
at
tennis
right
Mhm.
too?
now.
No tennis? Okay.
Breaking news.
Okay.
Christmas is canceled.
Not the
Breaking
war on
news,
the
Christmas
war
is
on
over and it's never
Christmas.
coming back. But we'll get into that. We'll get into how the Grinch stole Christmas and how Christmas is canceled and over and never coming back, but maybe coming back. So I think this was a really, really fun cast from the get-go. Um, this first cycle, very exciting, Twilight themed, of course.
hmm
I have been waiting for the season to happen for a while, and I'm so grateful that all the hosts have been excited with me and have made this season already super great. So I just wanted to put that out there because I have honestly been super insane and stressed. So I'm thankful that everyone here has accepted that about me. But kind of in that vein, night one, Graham made a great point that with this cast, it's 16 newbies, and then we also have what was revealed as our one returnee, which is Veronica, who is
hmm
the fake twin. I don't know what her name is. She was not the real Vanessa Russo, of course. And Veronica never actually got the chance to enter the game. Was it last season? When did that happen? Last
17.
season?
17.
17.
17.
My
Two
bad.
seasons ago.
So in 17, they were the twin twist and they got voted out literally the cycle before they would have entered the game together as
It was
separate
hell.
entities,
It
Yeah.
which
was
was
horrible. It was so
I went on
sad.
a horrible rant that day on the podcast. I was very vile about it, to be honest with you. I was very upset because Veronica was so fun and kind of got, kind of twisted out of reality.
Veronica
So
got the short
we
end of the stick for sure.
She really did.
yes,
Especially
Yeah.
yes.
because, like, I'm sorry if we're, telling hard truths. She was the more entertaining of the twins, as far as like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When they were switching out the weeks, like, I feel like she was more engaging and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
No, I
Fair.
mean, I clearly felt the same way. I was with you, girl.
We all did.
Um, we all did.
We love
We
you,
were rooting
Jordan.
for you.
I'm so
Love you,
sorry. Like,
Jordan.
everyone was
No,
iconic. However, some were more iconic.
yes. Yes. So, and that was actually like I think one of our biggest driving factors as to why I think essentially all of us were like really on board with bringing Veronica back for 19, like pretty much when she got evicted. Like it was kind of like, okay, we hope Veronica come back. So very excited to have her back, have her
Mhm.
playing as her own person. Um, we can get more
Just
into
to play
like
her MAGA fantasy. She's so excited.
And we can kind of get more into like the cult of personalities and activity later in the episode, but wanted to set that stage. So 16 newbies and Veronica, and I think like immediately from night one, the whole cycle was very non-traditional because instead of having like an HOH, we had these temptations.
Allison
Cycle, let
Goddard is
me
an evil woman.
yeah.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
the way to have power essentially in the very, very beginning was to do like this scavenger hunt essentially through the server and find this power where you get these friendship bracelets. So you're able to give, if you find them, 9 people safety, but no safety for yourself. And that was essentially kind of the first round or first foray into power, one might say.
Mhm.
And kind of as we're setting the stage, the newbies are coming in, Veron's coming in. Graham made a great point that it was like very clear within like maybe 3 to 4 hours that we had like kind of half of our cast was just kind of like normal people, like just trying to like
Yeah.
be normal, like kind of also like struggling with like, oh, I'm on an alt, like how do I act? Like, do I be myself? What do I say? And then you have this other half-ish of the cast that's like immediately calling people fat and calling them like ugly,
Dumb
and
sluts and everything. Yeah.
Veronica's
Crazy.
cosplaying as a MAGA girly. Like there's just a
Yeah.
lot. So,
Yeah, you've got someone who's like, I don't know if I can like say my profession. Like, I'll make myself an accountant. And then you've got,
right.
Karen Raven calling people fat, ugly, broke, stupid.
Yeah,
in-house
literally.
chat. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, immediately. That's the thing. This is all
This
happening.
is not like
Honestly,
hidden away
yeah,
in one-on-ones. This is just like all out in the open. This is
Mhm.
yeah.
None of
her
these
living her truth.
people have know a lick of Rewind's lore besides what I've pitched to them in casting and what Alex has pitched to them in casting.
Mhm.
So when they
Hmm.
hear I'm gonna be Josh Martinez, they're like, okay, I'm gonna be Josh, and they just went full character swing, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
y'all don't have to do this. You like by
There's
all
Yeah.
been
means
differing
don't
levels of
don't do it
commitment.
even.
They
But
were
they're
all
like,
told the
no,
same information. They absorbed it in different ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And
It's
we
like
kind
day
of
nine right
have,
now. People are still trying to be like, should I drop my character? I'm like, you should have dropped it 8 days ago.
yeah, like it definitely reminds me, not to be like old school BBR, but when Howie was playing a cowboy in BBR 6, and like there's I think like a compilation of like a bunch of us in our DRs being like, yeah, I really like Howie, but like I'm really put off by this like cowboy character he must be playing. I think Jeevan called him like a serial killer. Like, like, and this happens like, I do feel like almost every season there's kind of at least one person that like semi commits to a character or maybe fully
For
commits.
sure.
But I feel like this was interesting in that there were several people just off the bat immediately like fully committing to like a character or a bit and like not letting it go in the face of like actual like lashings back, like people being like you're weird and then being
Yeah,
like
it's not
I
like
don't
I've definitely seen
care.
characters like kind of used for like strategic purposes, like, oh, I'm gonna play the dumb cowboy, like with Han and everything, or like, just kind of like, oh, I'm the silly, goofy little purple like alien with Pikmin.
Purple
But then you
Pikmin.
also just have Raven going into house chat being like, you're a fat, dumb slut. And like, you
Kill
know what? I
yourself,
admire that you
essentially.
lost weight. I think that's so brave of you. Or like, just like this, the most backhanded compliment ever. And like, that's her
Uh-huh.
commitment to the bit. That is her living her truth. And like, to a
You
degree,
know,
you have to respect it. However,
Or
you
it's
know,
like you're a slut because you have 5 children.
we have to mention this person who's not playing a character, Matt, who came out as gay on day one. We
He was like, "This is gonna be a gay mat, just so you all know."
and
And it was
everyone,
like,
Swan
yeah.
cheered, Graham cheered, I'm sure Jackson cheered. Everyone's like, oh, yay,
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, thank God. If Matt Plains is gay, my world would be way better, honestly.
So that was like immediately, I think, very funny. Like the first night, there was just like so many good moments, but
It's
there was like some
normies
stand,
versus crazies for sure.
Mhm.
Normies versus
yeah.
crazies is the season theme already.
Yep. And like in that vein, like we kind of talked about, we have this like Raven v Jessica beef because Raven calls Jessica fat and says she's ugly and like, why do you have so many kids? And Jessica, who is a normie, is like, this is really crazy that someone would talk to me this way, which is like a totally fair response to being
Yeah.
called fat and ugly and
And a
whatever the
slut
fuck else
and like
Raven said. Yeah.
We
In
talked
that
like
house
was
four
your
chat.
people
day
off the
though.
ledge of
Like,
walking this week. It was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it was like just a lot. And then importantly, because this is going to be very important throughout all of cycle one, we also have a feud between Christmas and Cody.
mhm.
Because Cody, within again the first few hours of the game, who I guess we would call Cody a crazy as we're putting it,
Yeah.
um, he makes fun of Christmas's name, and Christmas takes that to heart.
The most
Christmas is
vile of
not
crimes.
pleased. Yeah, Christmas is not pleased by the fact that
Christmas,
Cody has made fun of her name.
Christmas had a bit where she was like, "I'm gonna crash out on the third time everyone insults my name," and I don't think she lasted to three before crashing
He was
out.
following Beetlejuice rules.
And I
Yeah,
appreciate that
exactly.
even more.
Exactly. So like so Christmas is in her DR like and also in all DMs like fuck Cody for like making fun of my name like literally like and like Cody's like in his DR like ha ha this thing between me and Christmas is really funny and Christmas is like no I'm going after Cody like it's serious for
Full
her.
copy paste about how she was personally hurt about like
Yes.
his offense on her name and like, her
There is a
mother named her that
war.
I can't even remember, but it was so dramatic. It was
There
great.
is a war on Christmas in the BB
There
Reynolds
is.
And
household.
honestly,
Absolutely.
Immediately.
Just woke
dare I say,
bullshit.
she started the war.
Yeah,
Literally,
I
she
mean
did start the
in a
war.
sense she started that war and so
She is
and
Judgment
also
Day.
Yes.
she is
That's the
Judgment
title of
Day.
this episode. I am Judgment Day. Lock it in.
Yep, exactly.
So good.
And she's also Christmas is kind of asserting herself as like America's darling because she's opening all of her one-on-ones. She's
Hmm.
just bringing, and I think we all kind of talked about that first day how Christmas was kind of doing both. Like she had that fun,
Mhm.
chaotic energy of the crazy side, but she also was like having real conversations and kind of
Hmm.
strategizing and making moves like more kind of, I guess, on the normie side. So she
Yeah.
was kind of sitting I think pretty good in like the middle of this like weird house dynamic that was arising.
Hmm.
So
It was
then
giving
we
crouton.
it was. So then we introduce this temptation, this, you have to go on the scavenger hunt. We took most of the infrastructure from a previous season. Thank you, Jack, our beloved
Hmm.
previous org owner, and made it all
Most. I
about
took the whole fucking thing. Don't twist it. I took the entire thing and reskinned it. That was all
And you know
Jack's
what?
idea.
And you know what no
Can we
one did
do it
in this
again?
season? Went to look at the other season to figure it out.
Not
So
even
I
a
feel like
we
little.
everyone needs to know
won.
the visual that is Shanks right now. It is just a sliver of a man just laid flat on some sort of pillowed surface. I feel
Uh-huh.
so bad for him,
I
but
don't
he is
even have a pillow. This is just my bed. I don't even have the elevation for a pillow right now. I'm dying, y'all. I played Pokemon for too many hours. Now my head hurts. This is the result.
Yeah.
I regret
Yeah,
nothing.
you have to at least drink water,
You have to pace
I
unfortunately.
yourself.
do have water. It's out of frame, but I do
Hmm.
have.
Yeah.
get those
So
electrolytes.
so me and Shinx like did all the hard work. I just like the theme was kind of like Edward is in the house and he's like keeping these friendship bracelets on like a safe in his room because he's
Alex is
like
pouring more
bored
wine, by the way. Just want
because
y'all to know that.
Hmm.
because
I
Bella's
put myself
gone.
on mute so you
So
weren't hearing the glugs.
glug, glug. Honestly, might pull out the bottle of wine in a little bit, but it is a Sunday night, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how crazy it gets on the pod tonight. But so anyway, so they're trying to find these friendship bracelets that Edward has through like some quotes and some poetry and blah 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 blah. Christmas and Raven. So Raven, if you guys remember, and I'm sure anyone listening to this knows exactly who Raven is, but for anyone who's somehow unaware, Raven is the one calling everyone fat and ugly, and she's just kind of like going on a tear. Her and Christmas are like immediately like way ahead in the scavenger race. Like they pull ahead. They're like two clues in while everybody is still trying to figure out
I
even the
think they
first
were
clue.
pacing at 1.2, weren't they? Which is why it was even more exciting.
Yeah, Raven, I think Raven and Christmas, I just think Raven probably called Christmas some insults or slurs or something.
Raven is
Um,
beefing with everyone at every
yeah,
moment.
like if you could just assume if Raven has had a conversation with someone on night one, there was something offensive that Raven said.
I think
Yeah.
Um,
insulting people is her love language, so it's just kind of a matter
yeah,
of
I don't
managing.
even think it's a love language. I just think it's a language.
Just the
It's
language.
just,
yeah, yes. So
Attention is love
Raven,
yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So Raven and Christmas kind of pull ahead. Everyone's kind of, behind them. And then there's a few people, I think like Dominique kind of started catching up. Someone else, there's a few people that start catching up because Raven and Christmas start flopping. They're kind of at the
Dominic
end of
almost
this gap.
won. If we didn't like
Yes.
remember our rules at the last second, Dominic would have won.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. So, yeah. So what happens is Christmas and Raven start flopping because they're at the end of the scavenger hunt and they need this. There's three keys that you have to get, and the three keys each have an initial from Edward's name. and Raven's also like throwing to Christmas. Like Raven and Christmas have kind of worked it out. Raven's like, I want Christmas to get this power. Like I don't really need it or I don't want it or whatever.
Because
So
I told
Raven
everyone
has,
that there's a curse with the power, and half of them were
yeah,
like, "Yeah, I don't want this fucking curse," and
Hmm.
Christmas is like, "I don't care,
which
I
is
want it."
fair. Which is fair. So Raven is like kind of has given Christmas all the information she has, and Christmas literally just needs one last key of the three keys, and it's this Zing bot kind of command key. And the thing that's really funny is Cody had said in Christmas's DMs, yeah, the only key I found so far is the Zing one, and that was the one that Christmas needed, but Christmas is like ignoring Cody's DMs. So
It's so
so
real.
she like yeah, like she doesn't want anything to do with him. So she actually could have gotten the answer maybe 30, 15 minutes faster, 30 minutes faster had she just deigned to look at him. But like we said, it's war on Christmas and Cody's in her
Hmm.
sights.
Hmm.
So Dominique almost gets there, puts the wrong key in, and times herself out, so she can't win.
And then
Christmas
Jessica
finally gets
shows
it.
up. Jessica shows up to the
Yes.
room at the very last minute
Yes.
as
Our
well.
kind of sneaky little, kind of maybe a comp piece, like
Yeah,
giving maybe
maybe.
like we're
Yeah,
seeing some
Jessica's
comp
like a
piece
sneaky
energy.
little like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't see you coming. Hey, like she's like the dark horse like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
vibe.
She is. She is. I think there's a lot to say about Jessica that's really interesting. She's been like a really fun and interesting character. But
Hmm.
so Christmas pulls through. There's
Hmm.
people hot on her heels, but she finally gets it. Edward gives her the 9 friendship bracelets, and she learns that she can bestow them upon 9 people, but not herself. So she's essentially like, yeah, no for Cody, immediately no Cody. He's not getting it. That's clear. And she, I believe, forms an alliance. I can't even remember with who now because
The
My
four
favorite thing is that
reasons.
Rangers.
she recognizes and acknowledges the fact that she would not have won it without Cody's assistance, but she
Yes.
still is so upset about the name, like
Hmm.
just insult that she insists that is not friendship and he does not deserve a bracelet.
And you know what? She stood on business, and I respect that.
10 toes down.
Um, yeah, like she wasn't gonna let a man ever talk to her that way, and I respect that.
Absolutely not.
So Graham is correct. She forms this alliance with Raven, Jason, and Dominique, which in hindsight is a really funny conglomerate of people. So they're all immediately safe. She also forms like a trio alliance with just Raven and Dominique. So she's making moves. Like she's and people are grateful to her. Like everyone who she's giving the friendship bracelets to are like, yeah, like we need to definitely make sure Christmas is safe in the future if we can. And even the people I feel like for the most part that Christmas isn't giving the bracelets to aren't really taking it to heart, other than like probably Cody, because he's like now he's realizing that the beef is like real and not a joke. This is, I think, the moment where he's like, oh, she's like actually beefing with me. And this wasn't like all like for kikis. So he's like, okay, like that's also, I think, the moment when Cameron's like, I maybe need to lock in a little bit because everyone is kind of really cool with Christmas and not a lot of people are kind of repping with Cody. So he realizes, oh, like I might be in danger here. I might be
Mhm.
in danger.
Christmas
Um,
also decides to give one to Jessica,
mhm.
despite Raven wanting her to not do that because Raven was beefing with Jessica.
Yep.
Because Christmas and Jessica kind of had a little bit of a close relationship, or were kind of forming one, and she was like, "Well, Jess came in second
Yeah,
for
Jessica
Hmm.
me."
lost like minutes,
Mhm.
if not
Yeah,
second.
so I don't. I think she should get safety. Um,
Hmm.
so that's
And
pretty
she
much.
also had a little bit of that olive branch, like strategic
Hmm.
olive branch,
Hmm.
with Veronica as well. You know, like she was originally going to give it to Ramses and then decided to like
Hmm.
kind of snatch that back from him because she was like, I
Hmm.
didn't like explicitly promise it to him. So
Hmm.
it was like that little gif of like snatching it back from Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
yeah, for sure.
everyone said the premiere works best on Saturday except Veronica. So
Yeah.
she missed the move-in, she missed the challenge, she missed everything. People were like, who the fuck is Veronica? In a literal sense of like, who is the character? And like, where is Veronica at? She was not. And then she showed up and she clocked in. She clocked out of her real job and clocked in everyone's and did what she had to
And
do and
successfully.
snatched
Yeah,
that bracelet from Ramsey.
she's one of those players where
Mhm.
you give her like an hour and she
Hmm.
can flip a house. You know
That's
what I
why I
mean? Like
was
if
And
her
that
she
girl's
verdict.
did.
online and
And
she
she
did, yeah,
did.
for sure.
And
Yeah,
everyone who
like
had
yeah.
people drafted Veronica and then like, ooh, and they started undoing it. I'm like, y'all have some fucking faith. Like, let her
Yeah.
Yeah.
show up first. And then everyone started
No,
trying to put her
yeah.
back on their
Fair weather
fucking drafts. I'm
fans.
like, yeah, that's why
Hmm.
I didn't take her off. I was
I
locked in
mean,
the whole
and
time.
not to like spoil too much for future cycles because we'll get into it at a later episode, but I think that's kind of been Veronica's MO so far this season has been, I mean, she's a busy MAGA woman
Hmm.
working, getting her pay.
Absolutely.
But she, I think, is doing something that a lot of other house guests I think are struggling with, where she's not online a ton, but when she's here, like I think she really uses her time well,
Hmm.
and that's been really working out for her. I think that's something that quite a few people on this cast have not yet found that balance of like learning how to use your time well if you can't be here too much of the time.
Hmm.
But Veronica does that perfectly. Like she literally is like like Shing said, like everyone's like, who the fuck is Veronica? They're confused because she's not even Vanessa. They're like, wait, she's not
Hmm.
even Vanessa. Who the fuck is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Um, which is a fair question. And also people are like, oh, I can't, I think I know who Veronica is. Maybe she's this identity. And we're like, her identity is not a secret. It's the only identity, actually not a secret on
No,
this
we have
season.
people literally guessing her identity in subs,
And
like
it's like,
And
multiple
they're
times.
wrong.
And we told
I
They're
them
said
her
wrong.
it
identity is not
on
a
the
secret. They
premiere.
continue to
Like,
guess.
her identity is not a
Boost
secret,
Black
Not a
history. You'll find out
secret.
in 2 clicks, dude.
literally.
I just,
Yeah,
I love our players so much. Illiteracy
I
is
love
real.
them. I love them. So absolutely right. She kind of like Veronica's actually like truly a non-entity for pretty much the entire premiere night. But she comes
Hmm.
in, totally wins over Christmas, wins her safety. I would say pretty much all the emerging players win their safety, which is
Yeah.
Dominique, who is a normie, but like super strong personality in like a real like average positive way. Like just
Hmm.
easy to like, talkative, gets along well with people.
Hmm.
Jason is kind of emerging as another like normie with like a fun energy who just everyone likes him. I think what
Yeah.
happens is Christmas kind of either correctly spots or just connects with these people naturally or something of both.
Hmm.
And kind of everyone who wins safety is kind of like the socially prominent people of the house. So that ends up leaving us with people who are not safe going into this second round of temptations is Alex, Kevin, Elena, Cody, Cameron, Josh, Ramses, and of course Christmas. So and I would say all of those people to some degree either kind of weren't around as much on premiere night or just kind of weren't as active in general, or were like we kind of mentioned earlier, like kind of struggling with like the alt of it all. Like, do I play
Hmm.
character? Do I not?
Yeah, we've
Which
definitely had
is
some people
totally
who are
valid.
have struggled with that this season. It's kind of been interesting just
Yeah.
to see. And I will say, like,
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I actually include in my pitch to people, like when I talk about this org, is that like it is really interesting kind of like playing this alt org and kind of almost examining your relationship with like social game and what that means for you. Like, because when you have to social game and you can't give away like identifying stuff, like you have to just
Hmm.
pick different topics. And like it just
Yeah.
kind of like you just kind of pivot your strategy and stuff. And it's just, I don't know, that to me is fun because like
Hmm.
I'm a very social player. So like to a certain degree, there's kind of a formula you can follow and like get to know someone. But like it is a challenge to do under an alt. And that's fun to me. But like I understand that that's like not everyone's tea, you know.
And it's
Yeah.
There's
it
definitely
is
people who prefer to just bond like on a personal level. And like that's just how they do it.
and
Hmm.
So I
it
understand the
is
struggle, but
strange this season. It seems that there's more people struggling with the alt experience this season than we have in
mhm,
seasons past.
yeah.
By a significant margin, I think. Enough so that we're talking about it in episode one, enough so that it's kind of the theme of the season is like normal people versus crazies, right? Where
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
that people are really struggling with the alt situation for some reason. We
And
haven't
then you've
really
got
had that before.
Veronica getting porn ads every time she opens the Switcher app on her
Oh God, yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah. And I think too, like another aspect of it is like I think the hosting team, like we're all older now, and all of us are busier and kind of have a lot going on. And I think almost like as we've grown older, like our friends and the community around us has also grown older and has
Hmm.
kind of the same reflections. So I think we're tending with newbies, especially casting people who we're all just busy. Like, we're 5 years out
Hmm.
from COVID now. Like when we were playing BBR in 2020, like it was just a totally different experience because like all you really had in a way was time on your hands. And now we're just
Yeah,
very far
these are
removed
not the
from
COVID
that.
days. No.
These
Yeah.
are not the
Yeah,
COVID days
No.
anymore.
I
So
mean,
I
literally.
look,
think,
Kevin was on vacation. Half the people were at work. Some people are
yeah.
international. Like it was just a
Yeah.
rough time.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
for some reason, I think October is like a busy month for just like everyone on planet Earth, and I don't
Yeah,
know what I think I mean there's obviously Halloween, but it just seems like everyone's got a lot on their plate right now. So I think it's a mix of that and then like the functionality of like having different accounts you have to switch between and then also like being under an alt profile and not being able to just like use your social
Can,
shortcuts you'd
can
use
we
in another
discuss the
game.
whole like app that we sent around and
literally.
the
None
struggle
of
bus
that.
of it all?
That was not me.
That
You
was
guys
me
can
and
talk about
Luke.
that.
Had
That was me
nothing.
and Luke most like because I just saw Luke did it last season. Like, oh, I'll tell them this season. It didn't work on Apple. It barely worked on Android. And then Veronica found, as I mentioned just now, Veronica found a dupe of it that kept giving her porn ads every single time she tried to log in. And the light spoiler alert for next week, that porn ad makes her lose the competition.
No,
And
actually,
then,
In
which
her
is
confession,
fucking
her diary
crazy.
room, like I lost HOH because of a porn app ad. And like honestly, she did though.
and
So
that's just really funny. But I did want to
yeah.
point out like everyone who like either rejected my recruiting or dropped from the cast dropped because of some like business from school or not.
Hmm.
And the people who are in this season and playing school, I don't think they should be, but I'm glad that they are because we needed a cast.
Honestly,
But
me.
yeah, that's
Honestly,
Honestly,
me
fine.
and
probably
Sydney.
Graham.
I would say
Honestly, Graham.
me and Sydney should not be doing this
The
right
way when I'm
October is a real
recruiting
doozy.
and people say no to me, I'm like, good for you. Oh God,
Yeah,
I'm so like
I'm so
happy.
happy for
literally.
you.
Honestly,
We're
you're
so
making the
Valid.
right choice,
grateful.
but like,
We're
come
no,
on.
we're so grateful for every single person on this cast because we know because of our lives and also just hearing from them, like we know that they are so busy and it is not
Yes,
easy to play in
absolutely.
an org. Even when you have infinite time, it's not easy to play in an org, let alone when you have very finite time. So
Hmm.
very grateful for everybody that's playing. If any of them are listening or will be listening in the future.
Like
But
genuinely, I love every single person on this cast, and I'm like, I think every eviction is like was like, oh, this sucks. What do I know? Because we all worked really hard to get them as well, so it's like, dang.
yeah,
Like we
yeah,
usually
Hmm.
have, not to be rude, but we usually have some people who are like, I think this person might not go the distance here. This time we're like, dang, five of these people,
yeah.
six of these people are going to be pre-jury. That's fucking insane.
Hmm.
For
The
no,
other,
for
like,
sure.
the rest of them are just going to
It's
leave.
not
Like,
a Cappy BBR6. Wow. First thoughts,
no,
no
exactly.
inactives. It's giving like wow, first thoughts, inactives, but everyone has a personality, and we love that.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that what Jillian said? I have a bold strategy.
Julian's bold strategy
Yes.
is going to everybody and saying, like, are you ready to run the world together? And then Veronica's like, who the fuck is Veronica?
And we love you, Jillian,
My
so
favorite
much.
was Megan coming to us alarmed in subs, being like, "How do I respond to this? What is this? I don't understand what's happening here." Like she was scared. She was
Yeah.
legitimately
Genuinely,
scared. It was
And
so
what's
genuinely.
funny.
and what's funny about Megan too is like Megan kind of I think emerges as on the normie side, and I think that's
Yeah.
where she fits now. But like as the season has progressed, just these few cycles, like she is crazy, and I love her so much. So
Megan was
I think
fucked from the
also
jump because she got locked out of her first account and had to make a new one. Raven was like,
Hmm.
Megan's an idiot.
Who left? Didn't someone leave the
Yes,
server on accident?
Mark
Mark
accidentally
accidentally
left
left
the
the
Yeah.
server.
server.
Jillian had to get replaced 2 days before we started.
Yep.
Raven was
Yep.
like, I'm gonna target Megan because Megan's got the wrong profile username because she got locked out of her first. It was just a
Mm.
whole
Just
cacophony of
like
error.
just so much going on, but lovingly, like everyone. So
This is
everyone's
why I
great, but
appreciate BBR. It's just so chaotic. It's just such
it
chaotic
is.
energy, and I really appreciate that.
I do
Exactly.
too. It makes the season, and also I think like all of us coming in knowing this is going to be a Twilight season, like I know Alex and I and Graham and I and all of us have talked so much about having this be like really campy. Like it's
Yes.
Twilight. Like of course I take Twilight very seriously, but not in the sense of like I think it's a serious piece of American literature that must be studied in classrooms. I just take it seriously in a personal heart sense. But like Twilight is ridiculous. Everything about it is stupid and beautiful and poetic in a way. So I feel like
I
we've
committed very seriously to the Tumblr core like
Mhm.
yes.
vibe of it all with the banners. I don't want anyone to think that I think that that is like good. Like
And it no, it's better than
this
good. It's
this
great.
was me just like really kind of going and finding tacky brushes and going, "Oh, this is fun. What am I going to do with this?"
It was
So,
No,
like
exactly.
when
yeah.
Sydney came to me, it was like I want a Twilight season. I was like, okay, unironically, season 19 works really well with Twilight. And here we are now, like 3 years later.
Mhm.
Exactly. So I think actually the cast, like just everything about them has fit really well with just like this very campy idea of a season where like I think some seasons we're always trying to have fun, but I think there are certain seasons that just by nature of the theme or the people playing, it's like taken a little bit more serious. Like not everything is a joke. Whereas like I
Mhm.
feel like every other comp idea we have is like ridiculous or just something super silly. Like the questions are silly, like the
We had
scavenger
them
hunt was
like
silly.
we had them like painstakingly copying pixel by pixel a recreation of terrible CGI Nessie, like
No, no, no.
Renesmee or
Terrible
whatever.
puppet Nessie, as we learned later that that was a real
Oh,
life
I'm
thing that
sorry,
exists
not
on the
That
planet
CGI,
Earth.
didn't
but
make the
yes.
movies because it's so horrific. They
Horrendous to
rightly
look
were
at.
Please
like,
see the
we
stickers in
can't
the
let this
community if
be.
you want to see what we are talking
Yes.
about.
Yeah,
And
literally.
we also have a
Thinks did his big
blackface
one,
version
and he needs
because
his
Jinx
props.
had
I
to
have
pull.
to specify that the blackface one is my Google's creation that I adopted, so to speak. We do not endorse blackface at Big Brother Rewind.
It's not
We are so
blackface. She's
thankful that
just
our head
black.
host is a
He's
black
not,
man,
I
so
don't
we
know
cannot
what
be
it is. It's
accused of
Google's dark mode gone wild. That's
Yeah,
what
violating
Google
it
Google
is.
Dark
mode did some
Mode
crazy
made
things.
her
Oh my
look
God.
scary. So yeah, so nothing really that
Hashtag Black
serious.
Nessie.
But it
Hashtag
ain't
Black
Oh, it's
Messy.
Nessie
PB19
Black
without some
because he's Jacob
blackface
Black. It is
controversy.
his daughter.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
yeah,
ain't
yeah, yeah.
PB19 without some blackface controversy, and that's a deep cut reference that y'all won't get unless you watch the season.
Uh-huh. Not this Bieber Rewind's 19 blackface controversy, just like the original season. Yeah.
Okay, well, right. So we'll get to Nessie in a second, but the second round of temptations or like the second way to get safety, the second round is the people who didn't get bracelets from Christmas, they have this choice whether they can do an easy, medium, or hard solid color puzzle. And essentially if you go for a harder difficulty, you're more likely to win because it matters more, but everyone has like a flat hour. So you choose one of the puzzles, you have a flat hour to complete it. So if five people do the hard puzzle, then they're automatically likely based on time going to win out and be safe. And the last remaining three people will not be safe.
Hmm.
So pretty much everyone beats this. Like most of them decide to go for the hard puzzle. I think no one DNFs. Like everyone,
Yeah,
whatever puzzle
everyone
they chose,
passed.
completes the
Hmm.
puzzle. So it ends up being that let me look at the score here. So is it six people? I can't count. One,
Yes,
two, three.
six
Yeah,
of
Hmm.
the
six
eight
people.
remaining did
Yeah, so
hard mode.
six. And it actually ends up being that Cody, who did the hard puzzle, his time like just barely gets beaten out by like 2 minutes by Ramses.
Hmm.
And Cameron and Christmas did the medium puzzle. So that ends up being our three people who are not safe and who are by default nominated is Cody, Cameron, and Christmas, which was narratively just insane
So
that
fucking
Christmas
funny.
somehow ends up on the block with Cody, her arch nemesis. So
Absolutely.
essentially, we now enter phase three of cycle one, which is
I
Hmm.
remember now.
Cody. Oh, go ahead.
It's sorry. Okay. So action. So all the people who didn't play in the challenge, We're all
Oh
like, oh,
yeah.
I would do the easy mode. And it's like just really funny that Christmas unintentionally stacked the deck with all the people who are A, good at puzzles and brave enough to do hard, and B, the
Yeah.
people who are like, I might fail, but I'm gonna do hard mode for the plot and then pass anyways. And
Yeah.
So that's
I
kind of
think
what happens when you base it on social activity is you get stuck with the people who are able to survive in an org without talking to people, which is typically people good at
Hmm.
competitions.
yeah.
Hmm.
And then people who just take big
Yeah.
swings because they're like, I have fucking nothing left to lose.
Yeah.
So
You know,
Hmm.
everyone safe was like, I would have done easy mode and I probably would have lost even if I did easy. And it was 50 pieces for an
It was
hour. I
the
was
the
feeling bad.
narrative of this entire cycle as we get to the end is just insane. Like starting off with Christmas v. Cody, Christmas through a series of fortunate events for her, plus Cody winning the friendship bracelets, but not winning her own safety. Then, because she gave the friendship bracelets to everyone who was either a comp flop or would have been too scared to go for a hard puzzle, she fucks herself out of safety, technically yet again, and ends up on the block. So the first question then, as we enter this last part of cycle one, the three people, the three nominees, they get to choose whether to go to a vote of the House, where they would also get to vote, like everyone in the House gets to vote someone out, or they can play another competition, and whoever would lose that competition is just immediately eliminated from the game. So Cody correctly immediately clocks that like he's at the bottom of the house, that Christmas has gathered allies, and that Christmas has essentially said like if it's me vs Cody, like definitely want to get Cody out. So he's like, obviously I need to go to a competition, especially because he has a lot of faith in his competition skills. Cameron, I think, does have like a moment where he considers, but he's pretty quickly like, I've been pretty. Cameron hasn't really been around as much. He doesn't really have super strong connections with anybody, and I think he also realizes that his best chance to absolutely secure safety, though his chances would be better than Cody, are also to go to a competition because Cameron also has faith in his abilities.
and they
Christmas
literally were
correctly
like,
clocked.
I'm not going against the person who gave out like safety to 9 people in the house. Like,
Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Like,
among
and
the free votes if you play it
yes.
right, and she did.
Yeah. Yeah. And Christmas, of course, is like, I obviously, yeah, want this to go to a vote because I have 9 people I gave safety to. And also, she's definitely the most well connected out of her Christmas or her Cameron and Cody. So I
Hmm.
think all of them vote the correct way for themselves. Cody
mhm.
and Cameron vote for a competition. Christmas votes for a vote. So since it's 2-3, it is not a vote, it's a competition. And it is again all three of them going to head. And this is where the iconic Nessie pixel puzzle comes in. So they essentially get like a Google sheet where they have to correctly match this like pixelated picture of Nessie.
Hmm.
This because and this is when we found out that there's this crazy looking robot which actually never made it into the movie because they realized in editing that it looked so fucking insane that they then just went with a CGI baby, and that was what was
She's
in the
so
final
iconic.
product.
Like,
She's so
obsessed with
iconic.
her. The
She does this.
entirety of the preseason before like the moment premiere hit, it was just a
Hmm.
yassified version of that insane robot doll. And we had people joining the server like, what is happening here? Like
Scared,
just
like
Yeah.
genuinely
alarmed
scared.
at the state of
And
the
I would be
server.
too. I'd be
And I
scared
really
too.
feel like that was a good picture to have there to just get them prepared for what was coming to
Hmm.
them.
Exactly.
You
Hmm.
know, like
Yep.
I feel like people shouldn't be expecting like genuine literary analysis of the Twilight genre. You know,
Hmm.
it's fucking
And
Tumblr crack. It's a good time, you know.
Yep.
I do
I
want to
agree.
touch on this one point before I forget. This is gonna come up at least a lot in these first two podcast episodes. Hopefully, the whole season. What used to be called Murphy's Law, we are now going to be calling Cameron's Law because
I was about to get into this because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
this
yeah.
poor
insane.
man, everything he does, he tries his best, and it should work, and then for whatever reason, it doesn't.
I mean,
He
I
gets
will say like
It's like
it's
the
not
Charlie Brown, just like we're pulling the football out from under him
it
constantly.
yeah.
it is yeah, it's gotten better, but it was pretty bad for him during this cycle and
Cameron's
the next
excited to
cycle.
he's excited to play. Gets real sick before premiere. is wiped out to the point where everyone's like, I like him, but all he talks about is himself being sick. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
He had been compared to a Victorian baby and child by multiple people. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
And especially again, remember that like
Including the
in
hosting
house
team.
and house chat in DMs, it's like
it was
you're
gonna
fat and ugly and we should be how are we gonna go through the world together? I have a bold strategy. And it's like Veronica being MAGA, and then it's Cameron just in everyone's DMs being like, I'm sick, I don't feel that well. So it's just like comparatively in like the landscape of the
what?
game, he's just like not really meshing with that vibe. So he's kind of
Hmm.
struggling to fit in. I think people are struggling to like kind of connect with him. He's also just kind of not around as much because he's sick. And then yeah, so he's kind of been just pushed to the fringes for this like entire cycle. He doesn't win himself safety in the second round. He's on the block. He knows he needs to win. He really needs to win the competition or he's going to be immediately eliminated. And lo and behold, he's the first one that actually plays the comp. And he unfortunately makes a pretty bad mistake where he forgets like an entire line near the top of the puzzle, which
yeah,
ends up giving him 23 penalties. Now he does the puzzle in like 14 minutes, which like is a pretty good time if you don't have 23 penalties,
Hmm.
because penalties count more than time, of course. And most people, I think you would assume would have maybe like one or two, like they miss one box or they miss this little area over here. He has, two rows that are messed up. So he immediately crashes out, and starts talking
yeah.
about what we refer to now as Cameron's Law and how he just has horrible luck and these things always happen. And he kind of like I would say akin to rage quits. Like he's not really
There's no
angry.
kind of,
Maybe de
there's no
maybe
akin.
depression. I would even call it depression
He
quit.
straight up
Like
talks about how he ghosts people because he is just so distraught about the fact that he is clearly leaving.
He
So why
logged
would he
out
yeah,
even
and
bother
didn't think
like
he was gonna
putting
log
any
back
sort of
in.
effort?
yeah. Like he logged out after these results with like the intention of never coming back because he just assumed that he was going to lose. So
Why
like
would you
he
ever
does
assume anything in Big Brother comp
Well,
wise, especially like
right, right.
oh
to be
Hmm.
fair, it was such for which to say Cody got a perfect score. I forget what time, I think like 7 minutes, but Cody got a perfect score and a
It
really
was
great
yeah.
time.
yeah.
And Cameron would have got a perfect score if he just filled in this row. So in his mind, he's like, "Wow, that was really easy. I did the dumbest thing possible. There's no
But
way
I
I
feel like
don't
the
fall."
thing about that competition is that it's the sort of comp where you either like sail through it or if you fuck up, you can fuck up. Like it
It's
is
kind of
like
I
yeah.
think
so
he
I
had a
agree.
really
possible to
minor
just
fuck up in the grand scheme,
and
especially
I
looking
mean
at what
we
Christmas
not to spoil it,
does.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
think it's harder to get like three errors than it is to get
Yes.
30.
Very
Like
that.
because if
genuinely,
you fuck up one area, it's you just it they
you
pile up real
fuck up the
quick.
whole
It's either
area.
like
Yeah.
zero
Yeah.
or like more than 51,
Yeah,
I think
like
he's
literally.
also
Yeah.
I think he was beating himself up more because he was like, I should do the hard puzzle. Then he got in his head and did the medium and then lost by default and then was like, it's fine, I can do this, and then shit the bed doing that as well.
Hmm.
But then he gets bailed out by Mrs. Abbott, just
Uh,
truthfully.
Yeah. So
Indigenous
yeah.
Judgment
Peoples
Day
Day,
taking on
Abbott.
her,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Cody beats it. He does it next. Gets a minute does it in like 7:30, zero penalties. Christmas steps up to the plate and very, very sadly for all of us and for the Christmas holiday,
Holiday
she
enjoy
absolutely
proclamation.
she absolutely fucks it even more than Cameron did. She has like I think she like had like four rows just like she was
She
like four
moved the
rows
entire
off.
face down and
No,
it
she
completely
had
Yeah.
what
Fucked
she
it. It's
had was she had an
crazy.
additional layer of hair,
Yeah.
basically. And so I really respect that about Christmas because what she did is that she recognized that the higher the hair, the closer to God. And she really was
Yeah.
correcting our error, which
There
was
you
that we
go.
had her hair too flat. I'm sorry, Christmas,
That's
we
right.
failed you. We
I,
let you
Christmas
I
down.
also
Hmm.
made it
true.
look,
That's our
I
bad. Blame
think part of the
Shanks.
problem too is that she was making it look moderately more like
Normal than I was
bearable
going
to
for.
witness,
Yeah,
bearable to look
I was
at.
having such a hard time grading it. I had to bring in like Luke to help me. I literally pinged
Yeah.
them and was like, "This seems like something you'd be good at. Please help me." Because I
And
was
Luke
going
starts
so blind trying
freaking
to grade
out.
it.
Luke starts freaking out because like they don't like, and they had like a good system for it, but I think they just didn't. They couldn't
For
like
the
start. It was
record,
like they couldn't count every box, and then yeah,
yeah.
Shanks brings in
It also
Shanks is
didn't
on his.
help that when I was trying to double check my work, I was using Christmas's submission as my answer key. So
And
that
it's like
didn't help matters.
we don't know Christmas's actual score. We know it's 51 or higher. We don't know the
Or
exact
higher.
number.
No, but
Well,
then
and
we'll
then
get
Or
into grading that.
definitely
and
higher than
well,
I
Luke
will say
starts
51.
though,
pinging all of us in fear. Like Luke's like, "Can you please help me count these?" And like I think I was gone, and I was like, "I can't help." And Alex is like, "I don't know what's going on."
I
no, no,
was
And
at
no.
then Shinx
work.
is like,
You guys were thinking that I was on a work call, like that I had been called away. What actually happened was I was so locked in trying to calculate the correct pixels in this thing, except I was using the wrong answer key. And I'm like, wait, I don't know why I keep thinking something's off. Like, I'm getting all these green things, like everything's matching up. What's going on? Except my favorite thing is that I still got one error. And I'm like, how was I getting an error when I was using the same submission as the
I
answer key?
and
opened
that's
my
what,
phone to try to help
yeah.
Luke, and I was met with blackface Renesmee. And I was like, all right, I'm closing this application right
I
now.
when I
I will say
say
though,
when
I appreciate that Christmas was so proud of herself for causing the hosting team so much trouble and trauma with grading her submission. She's like, if I had to go through that for my submission, at least you guys have the hell of grading it.
This
So
sounds really
yeah.
back in some way,
yeah,
shape, or form. For the record, it's just really funny, and I'm glad that
No,
we have
it
this
was,
experience.
and also like literally was crying when Shink said, because Shink was like literally, what the fuck? As Luke is freaking out, as Alex is confused, I'm like, what's going? I'm logging on, like, what's happening?
such a
But
dumb
anyway,
bitch.
so we figure
I'm
out.
in the middle of a work meeting and I look down
Mhm.
at my Discord and Shinx has
Only
set
in the middle of a
Renesmee
work
in
day.
blackface and
I
I
am
am
simply
doing my
working from
best,
home, trying to struggle through. Oh,
to
it's the
Blackface
talk to
best.
was
the vice
crazy.
provost on our campus as Renesmee in blackface is sitting in my lap.
And
And I
Shinx is just
was
like, what
just
is
like,
this?
we have
It
to
was
stop.
it was so fucking funny. Like yeah. So all that to say,
Horrible.
we know Christmas has at least 51 penalties, and from there on we were like, we don't have it in us to count the rest. We know that there's more than 23 by a large margin, by at
Mhm.
least 20 something. So we just decided to say we know
We
that there's more
mercy
than
killed it.
55, the 51. Yeah, there's
I
51
was
Yeah,
so
penalties.
worried Shinx
There's
would
more
make
than
us
that,
count
but
each
we mercy
painstakingly for
killed
the point of
ourselves.
like the season notes. And like at that point, who fucking cares? Like, I'm so
No,
glad
I
they
literally
didn't.
said
yeah.
I'll go home and I'll check it once I'm home from work. I opened the tab. I was like, I'm not doing this. It's 51. I'm not
we
gonna
can
fucking
we
bother.
can go without it.
Yeah.
So very sadly,
Mm.
Christmas loses the war on Christmas and is immediately eliminated from the house
For
Krampus
after
now, though,
and the
losing
Grinch
because
for
Battle
cheered.
Pack
now.
is upon us. Well, not
That's
upon us.
correct.
However, it is
No, yeah,
lurking,
it's hovering in the background.
laying in wait.
Yeah. So I believe we have. Is it cycle 4 or cycle 5 that battle back happens?
It'll
Cycle
be
4.
after the fourth evicted player, so it's starting cycle 5. It's just annoying
Okay.
because the competitions are like one cycle off, which
They
Hmm.
is
are
throwing me off.
because there was yeah.
Because the
Yeah, it is
automatic
annoying.
competition eviction, I hate
Yeah,
when seasons start that way because it throws all the
Yes.
I'm over
HOHs
here
and
like, all right,
videos off.
HOH3. What do you mean HOH3 is week 4? What? Huh?
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
so
Yeah,
It's
just
so
super
strange.
frustrating.
dumb.
It'll fuck them up later in the end of the season, hopefully.
Oh,
But
for sure.
Oh, it fucks me up now. So can't imagine they'll be
I
doing better
am
later
making
on.
the HOHs and vetoes and it fucks me up. So you can
Exactly.
imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
unfortunately we lost Indigenous Peoples Day Abbott, and
truly.
this is really
Hard cut.
upsetting.
The Grinch won, the Scrooge won, Krampus
the
won,
Scrooge
and
one,
we all lost.
and
Yeah,
we lost Christmas Forever.
that was my favorite bit from cycle one, and the reason I'm sad Christmas is gone for now is because I wanted to see her name change to whatever holiday it
I
was
was
that
gonna do
day
it. I was
for
locked
the
in,
next
and then
Yeah,
I
by
was
the
just
way,
52
like,
like
days.
fuck.
Shinx literally changed her server name to Indigenous Peoples Day Abbott. Like that was a thing that happened. It was fantastic. was so
It
good.
was
I
I
was
wanted to
awesome.
see
ready to
that
do
happen for the
Halloween
next
Abbott,
52
bro. I was
days.
locked in. We're gonna get to Halloween. It's
No,
gonna
And
be
you
we
know
were
what
so
gonna
was so
drag
funny.
her
good?
like we were gonna drag her dead corpse through like sequester with just changing the names.
All
Thanksgiving
Hallows Eve
Abbott.
Abbott coming. Literally, it was right there. Black Friday Abbott. It was coming, bro. It was right
Yeah.
so close.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that ends cycle one. Like I said, we're gonna do cycle two and cycle three in a later episode. We're currently at cycle three, but I guess we can all just maybe say any final thoughts. Obviously, Christmas was like a huge standout, but kind of I think we mentioned this earlier. Dominique and Jason, I think, kind of emerge as like the two most grounded powerhouses socially. Like they're kind of just pulling people both into their orbit. They are both part of, they're aligned with each other. They're also in alliances with like random groups of people. Like they're just kind of pulling together a really strong, I think, kind of cushion around them as the
Hmm.
house kind of starts to settle from all this like temptation twist craziness. And then I think we kind of have the people in their orbit who are like connected, but kind of still, maybe not the most influential. And then we kind of have a clear group of, I think what is emerging is maybe what we'd say like outsiders, like people who have their personalities and I think have people who like them or have allies, but they're more on the fringes of the house. Like they're not in an alliance, or, if they went on the block, like they could very well leave. Like they don't have a ton, kind of keeping them safe. And I feel like that's kind of the Elenas, the Kevins, the
Yeah,
Alexes,
so
the
yeah.
Joshes, the Marks. And
Not
then
the
you kind of
most.
have
Yeah,
Mark that
50-50.
gets Mark gets I think better, but I think at the end of cycle one, Mark was still kind of like
Yeah.
Hmm.
on the
Hmm.
fringes, moving into this social group. And then you have like the Cameron and Cody, who I think by nature being nominated, and also Christmas's beef with Cody, and then I think a lot of people just kind of not connecting very well with Cameron because of the sickness stuff. I think Cameron and Cody kind of emerge as like really, really big outsiders, and they're aware of it. And Raven, I think, emerges as like a just a polarizing figure. Like the people who really like Raven, like really, really like Raven. Like Veronica and Raven bond really quickly. I think and Raven ends up in like an alliance with Dominique and Jason just because they're aligning themselves with everyone. But like
Hmm.
there are people who are cool with Raven. Then there's
Yeah.
people who cannot stand Raven and are like, if I get on the block, if I get power, like Raven's going on the block. So Raven's kind of like this outsider polarizing
Though I
figure, but
will
who
say,
does
I'm not
actually
positive
have
how many people are
connections.
like ride or die for Raven because I feel like Raven is
Yeah.
very polarizing, and I do worry for her. Like once this kind of pendant of protection expires, like how many people will kind of stick their neck out for her if she keeps kind of with this like I don't want to call it an attack dog strategy, but like it's not an
That's
attack
fair.
dog
It's
strategy.
true.
No,
Hey,
that's
she
a
did wake
fair.
up and apologize to the whole house today. I'm sure it won't last,
Oh,
but we'll
that's true.
see. It's
She did
only been a day in real time, so who knows?
Believe women.
actually. Yeah.
We also, I think, need to mention with Raven another aspect of personality is she's committed to just like um being like part of any gay interaction. Like she's like, are there gay men? Are they making out with each other? Can I be
I
there?
believe
Like that
she said
is,
she
Well, I
wants
feel
she
like
wants
it's
to collect
also
her
just
gay men
her really
allies.
frustrated that there's men that she can't mount. So
yeah,
I
she
think
wants
she
to
Yeah.
mount
takes
every
queer
man.
men
Yeah.
as a
She
personal affront.
notably called Ramses her gay bee, and Ramses like, "Can I be the gay dolt at least?"
You know what? I
So
support
yeah,
her with the
Horrifying.
gay because I also have had my personal share of gay. So I support that
She's
language.
she's horrifying. She's genuinely
it's scary.
frightening.
No,
No,
Yeah.
it's
she's
scary. The
demonic, but
energy she brings
it's a
into a
camp.
room is it's something
Oh,
that
I
you
actually
can't really
like
explain.
I kind of want to like circle back to a serious game like strategy thing though.
Hmm.
Because I like we've had fun discussing Raven, but I do feel like we should talk about the facts that like so Christmas was like obviously a very big like social threat that actually got taken out pretty early.
Hmm.
Right? But I feel like that actually benefited the other big social threats who like got her bracelet but can kind of
Hmm.
like almost disavow Christmas now because like she's not there,
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
be able to sort of be like, oh, I don't know like why I got chosen, like just to almost seem like they're not as quite integrated as
Yeah.
they were, you
Hmm.
know? I don't
Hmm.
know. I feel like it's kind of a good opportunity, especially because I know that there's people like Cameron who are super buying into this concept of like the bracelet alliance, you
Yeah,
know, like
Cody started
Yeah.
pushing. I think Cody pushed it. If I remember correctly, Cody only pushed it on Cameron to make Cameron try to run into
but
people,
Cameron
and
bought it
Cameron
hook,
was
line,
eating
and
that shit
sinker.
up.
He
So
is fully invested in that narrative. And I feel like Christmas would have been like the linchpin slash like, you know, the flag bearer of this like bracelet alliance or whatever.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And with her
yeah,
gone, I feel like it's not quite as scary
Yeah,
as
Yeah.
and it's also interesting because, like we said, Christmas was kind of that person that was in between the craziness and the normies, right?
Hmm.
I think Christmas had a lot of fun, like wildness about her, but she was also extremely strategic. Um,
Hmm.
like as we saw in the first bracelet situation where she was using it to make strategic bonds with people, like with the Jessica, because she knew that even though Jessica was not directly in an alliance with her, she was like, she came in second in the comp. I want to extend an olive branch with
Hmm.
Vanessa, replacing Ramses with Vanessa because she,
hey, hey,
I like
hey, hey,
Vanessa.
Veronica,
Oh,
Veronica.
sorry. Pardon me. Replacing Ramses with Veronica and like stuff like that. It's like Christmas was like fun, wacky, but she also genuinely was playing the game. And I think there were
She was.
I
mm,
think there are only about three players legitimately playing the game right now, and that was Christmas, Jason, and Dominique. And they got in an alliance, and then Christmas left. You know what I mean? So it was
yeah.
like
Yeah,
Hmm.
like
it was
even though
like
she's gone, I put Christmas in third place on my power rankings draft, and I think she should
yeah,
stay there.
She should be
genuinely,
there.
Yeah,
I
she
genuinely.
should
mean,
be for sure.
what if but for that's a legal term.
Mhm.
But for this fuck ass twist,
Yeah,
Christmas absolutely would have been safe. Like literally,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
for, and also like it's not even her fault. Really, none of it's her fault because she didn't know what the curse would be for sure.
Hmm.
She didn't know. She had no way to know that the people she gave safety to would have actually been the better people to go up against in round
Hmm.
two. And I mean, she's not the only one who even fucked up the final comp. She just fucked up way more than Cameron did. So it's like she really did,
And
I think, in almost every way.
she also didn't even vote for a comp for the end either. Like
No, she
yeah.
made the right move and
it
voted
was
for a
like
vote, which
she
was,
made the right
yeah,
move for
Yeah.
herself pretty much at every moment. Um,
yeah.
it's
She
like
did the
when
best
Rachel
with the card
Riley,
she was dealt. It was just simply
We
sometimes the
blame
cards
Gardner.
aren't dealt your way
yeah, it's
We
the
blame
Rachel Riley
and
Jackson.
where
it
Rachel
happens.
got just like production
Yes,
out for no reason.
literally.
Like it's because of a
Absolutely.
competition that they did not have any choice to do. It was just a twist and that they literally had no control over. Like
Yep.
it was unfortunate because Christmas was so strange to say. Christmas was gonna be a BB Rewind legend. Um,
But you
it's
know what? She's not out till
She
she's out.
I was
she's
We
gonna
not
might
say
know
she's
out.
be,
not
that
out yet. Why
She's
are we
not
talking
out
like she's
yet.
dead?
I
Like
mean,
but
it's
because
even
we
kind
if
of.
she
miss
is,
her.
I
We
think the
miss her
next Christmas
so
will live in
bad.
I
infamy.
was going to say
Oh,
it's the Frankie Grande where Frankie Grande went
yeah,
out first in BB Rewinds. It's like this
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
I
person
can't
from the
stand him.
show. It only works if they go out first or win. Like there's no
Yeah.
yeah.
other option. Like Christmas either needs to not come back or she needs to come back
Or
and
she can
win.
do
Like
both.
Like
Honestly, if
I
Christmas comes back and then wins the game, that is the most powerful thing of all.
it'll be
that would
so
be
fucking
really
fun.
funny.
That would be
I've seen
so
it
fucking
happen.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, I am rooting for her to get back into the game, especially because I think this are there two
No,
battle
legit.
backs this season?
No, thank
No,
Christ.
no,
It's
no,
just
no.
one.
Just
Okay.
one.
But
Just
There's
I
one.
one
And
am
we're
battle back, and then
grateful.
a battle back that might not happen, and then a cancel week that might not
That
happen.
makes
That's
sense. Okay.
that's
Because
all.
I'm sitting here because I was like, I thought there were two. The fortunate thing about this battle back though is it's not so late in the game that she doesn't have time to regain her footing in the from
Hmm.
the Christmas
Mm.
lens. I mean, honestly,
And
from anybody's lens when they're coming back in. I mean, it's like what cycle five, cycle four, cycle five. Like
Hmm.
you have so, especially on a cast with 17 people, there is so much game left to play
Oh,
if
for
you're
sure.
coming back in at cycle four, cycle five. Like,
and if go ahead.
no, I was just saying, like, it's just, you just have so much more time. And I think because she already had the goodwill of giving 9 people safety week one, she can come in and be like, hi, people, remember me? I gave you safety. Like, I got twist fucked.
Mhm.
Like, let's work it out of the
Hmm.
remix. Like, that kind of vibe.
Yeah. And I mean,
And
to that point too, like she left with really only one real enemy, which was Cody. And Cody,
Hmm.
I would say, still doesn't have really a lot of social power in the first place. So if Christmas came back, like I feel like she would come in with a lot of people who feel good about her or
Hmm.
are interested in working with
Mhm.
her, and with really like no one who I think most people felt bad for Christmas, honestly, when she left. They were
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
damn, like that's fucked
Yeah.
up. Even the people
Also,
who didn't get bracelets.
there's something really powerful about being able to be upfront and blunt about your desires and what you want, because a lot of people can kind of
Hmm.
use you for what they want to do, but like they don't want to be the one to say it. So
Hmm.
like sometimes if you're like wronged by someone, it's so freeing because you can just be like, fuck you, like I want you
Hmm.
gone, get out. Like if anybody knows what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go after this person. Like you're safe, they are my target.
Hmm.
It's very
Yep.
similar to like, not to bring everything back to 15, but like Tiny Kong and Sunflower. Just like, if I ever get HOH, Sunflower is fucking dead. Like, Hazel was
Hmm.
just so hyper focused. And
I
it was
mean,
like, that took a lot of heat off of her because
I
a
was
lot
gonna
of people
say
wanted her
it
dead. But
keeps
like,
people wanting you in the game because they know that they're gonna be safe if you're the one in
exactly.
charge.
Yeah. You know
Like,
what they're going to do, you know what their
yeah.
target is.
Yeah.
it's just
So, I
remind.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's also that with this battle deck in particular, it's not like winning the competition doesn't get you in. It gets you to like face someone the house picks, and if all the Christmas truthers stay in the house, they can just pick someone to go up and then throw, so Christmas comes back in,
Hmm.
and then and I think the way it's moving right now, that's where it's gonna be heading. We're only going into the second H right now, but I think if I had to guess, there'll be more Christmas trees in the house by then than not. And I think that's what's gonna. If Christmas does get to the last part, that's what's gonna happen. That's my
Hmm.
Yeah.
prediction.
So I'm rooting for it.
I think that would be really
Same.
fun. I think that would be a really interesting dynamic.
I
I'd
think
be,
someone even mentioned doing that, throwing to Christmas to come back in.
Already.
So
yeah.
I think so.
They're
I
already
mean, I
talking
hope
about
they
it.
did. If they did, I respect that because the fact that they have read the twists and like have looked ahead, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Because
Thank
can I
God.
just say
Good for
very
them.
quickly that Megan, spoiler that Megan wins HOH next cycle. We'll get into that later. But and she goes in her DR and she's like, "Oh my God, the POV sounds really fun. Can I like play it?" I was like, "Oh yeah, like you can play it in your subs if you want." And then someone I think in Spec Lounge was like, "Why would Megan not play in POV? She's the HOH." And I went, "Wait, you're right." And then I ran to her subs and I was like, "Girl, don't play it unless you're gonna play it for real because your score actually does matter."
And then she tried to
And
cast an eviction vote when it can't even tie. And then she
Look,
thought
you
she
know
could play
what?
in
She
the
wants you to make
outgoing
her voice heard. I
competition.
respect it.
sweet summer child,
Also,
sweet summer
we should maybe
child.
do a better job of explaining Big Brother to people and how it works. Maybe we should have like an explanation channel. I don't
Yeah, if they've
know.
never
I
played.
know. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you can just Google how Big Brother works. Like,
True.
that's an easy resource. I think doing the twists because the twists are confusing, and we changed the twists, and they're also having to be like conform to the this format.
Hmm.
Those are always need to be written out, and we should always try to explain them because honestly, as a host, I'm sometimes like, I actually don't know what's going on
I
with
This is
this
a
literally
twist.
safe
don't
Like,
know
space to
what
admit
week
that
is
I still
happening.
haven't read the twist channel because I
Yeah.
yeah,
haven't read the
right.
twist channel. So
Right. So that those I think is, but like, I mean, I'm always happy if someone pinged me and was like, "How does Big Brother work?" I'm happy to explain, but like, there are resources online I think that can do that
If
probably
you're
honestly better
signing
than
up
any of
to
us
play a
can.
Big Brother game, there is somewhat of a sort of onus on you to at least know what
Oh, or
how the
ask
game
questions.
works
You can
or
ask
ask
questions.
questions.
I'm not offended by being curious and asking questions.
No,
But
not at all.
at the end of the day, like, do any of us have the time, ability, or desire to make another channel that's just an explanation about Big Brother? Because honestly, do we even know how to play Big Brother?
I would copy paste the
Question.
Wikipedia definition of how to
I
play Big
have
Brother.
no idea how to play Big Brother. So
Personally speaking, no one should ask me how to play Big Brother because I don't
what the fuck
fucking
are you
know.
talking about, Graham? You just like eat Big Brother up. Stop it.
What's
Acting
Big
like we
Brother?
don't
I've
have
never
two
watched a show in my
winners in this
life.
room right now, and it's
I was gonna
Graham
say, I'm
and
like, what is
Jinx.
happening?
two
If
winners, a
anyone doesn't know
runner-up,
how
and an
Big Brother,
AFP. Literally, and we're all like, I don't know how to play Big Brother. It's
I like Survivor. We should do Survivor reruns next.
absolutely good
Yeah.
luck
see,
with that.
and you know
Have
what?
fun.
I've never played a Survivor Order because I don't really know how Survivor works, and it scares me. So
And that's
Survivor
on
is
you.
scary, but we're not having this conversation right now.
no.
Anything
Survivor's
else
not
But
anybody would
anyway,
like to say before we
I
wrap
just
up
want to
today's
publicly
epi?
state Dominique is player of the episode, week, whatever the
Yeah,
fuck, with my stamp.
we
Because
don't
she
have
made me
anything
laugh.
official. We don't have anything
Yeah,
official, but
that's
yeah,
my pick.
I
yeah.
agree.
She
You know what? No,
burned
I'm gonna make it to
Jason.
Christmas because Christmas gave us everything. She gave us narrative. She gave
No,
us a beginning and an end.
yes,
Like she played the
absolutely.
game. Like
Mhm.
she wasn't just a character. Like she played the game. She had
Hmm.
good strategy. What happened to her was not her fault. And I miss her every day that she's
She was
gone.
feeding the
So
spectators. She was the blueprint for, the Cody of it
All the
all, with
one-on-one
going through to
closed
Hmm.
when
every
she got
single
evicted.
one-on-one to try to unlock them.
Yeah,
yeah,
crazy.
I'm just again, we don't have anything themed or official this season with the pod, but if we're having a player of the week or a player of the cycle, for me it's Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
I can live with that. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Oh, I
We'll
And
will
see.
say though, what was her name? What the fuck was Katie's name? And Jovi. Jovi was so disappointed with
Oh
Christmas's
yeah.
Christmas
Yeah,
mhm,
year.
one
yeah,
holiday legend to another.
Yeah. She
Yep.
came in and gave her opinion. That was really
hmm.
tragic to see.
Oh, and shout out Brandon going full Laura for the exit interviews this season, by
Oh
the
And
way.
yeah,
thank
he
you,
is
Yes.
doing such a good
Thank you,
job.
Brandon.
Brandon.
Brandon is a treasure, and he had such a great exit interview with Christmas. If you guys have not looked in Christmas's DR for it, you should go because it was really funny and really
Hmm.
cool and really
It was
Yeah.
slay.
great. I
In
particularly like the
character,
part,
he's got like exhibits and
Yeah.
yeah,
like
and bits,
graphics.
and
Oh, it
yeah.
is so good.
I
It is so
Mike
particularly
Lee,
like the
immersive.
one
part where
word
he
for each
made
house guest.
Christmas say, yeah, one word per every house guest. That
Matt,
was great.
gay.
So cute.
So, all right. I think that's gonna
I
wrap
think that's it.
everything up today.
Yep.
All Merry
Shout out the
Christmas.
ibuprofen and the Tylenol that gave me autism and cured my headache. Yay.
Yeah. Oh, it's not gonna
Woo!
make it worse. It's fine.
Merry
Um,
Christmas to all, and to
Merry
all a
Christmas.
good night.
Ho, ho, ho,
Bye,
bitches.
don't call Sydney
everybody.
that. That's so
I
rude.
did not do that.